Hello, testing, testing. Hello, testing, testing. Hello, testing. Okay, welcome everyone. Hello. I see some new people. Welcome to the AGrader TikTok live session on this Wednesday. Hope you had your dinner or are going to have your dinner soon. Let's see. Okay, hello, welcome. Oh, a lot of new people never seen before. I see Vion. Hello, Liumen Sukuna. Hello. Are you going to fight with Gojo anytime soon? Yeah. Should I review what you did to Gojo in the end? How? I'm psychic. I forgot what's the guy's name. You know, he goes into the future. He can see ahead of the future. You know that one? Yeah. I forgot the chap's name. Yeah. So that's how I know. Okay, hello, the best dude. Are you a dude or dudette? Okay, but yeah, hello. What? Mitch. What? Mitch. That's is that supposed to be some tongue twister? Like she sells by the seashore sort of thing. Hello, hi, yes. Yu Hao. Then can you put your name as Yu Hao instead? Why put best dude? Then after that, I need to remember, you know, it's like coded, you know, it's like I'm done with the army figuring out their codes, you know. Okay, there's capybara has now become sigma capybara. Right. Do you know that, like, you know, omega is like the final letter, and so that's like the ultimate form, you know. It's like Ryomen Sukuna with his four arms and his ultimate form, you know. Yeah, that's why you should be aiming for. Sigma is just in the middle. Hello Genshin. Are you impacting anyone, or have you been impacted? Do you have P3 math? As in, we do have the classes for P3 math, but we don't do them online. If that's what you're asking. I mean, you can imagine asking P3s to be on what do you call that? The tablet for 1.5 hours, or rather, yeah, on the screen or laptop, whatever. So we do have P3 math in our centers around, so you can go to the physical classes. But for online, unfortunately, no, right? I don't think there's much of a demand. I dare you to show what I do to Gojo. It's in the future. I cannot show what's in the future. I shouldn't be telling you. Just like I cannot tell you what happens to Bitcoin and Donald Trump, right? Yes, hello, user 6335. You are a different user number, you know. Yeah, I'll buy you the same user. Okay, hello everyone, welcome. Right, we'll be starting soon. Who is the P3 math teacher? I mean, that depends on what class you're attending. I mean, what are you, I don't know, are you looking for a particular teacher? If you're asking about both teacher Angeline and teacher Felicia, teacher Angeline takes secondary math, teacher Felicia does primary math. I cannot recall if she does primary 3 math currently for physical classes, but there is no online class for primary 3 math, if that's what you're asking. Okay, so I'm not sure what is your question. You have to be a bit more specific than that. Hello, Supernova. You realize that supernova is this thing about exploding, right? Exploding stars, right? So it's like the stars dying and then it's like they go kaboom, right? And then maybe you might have a black hole of sorts, you know. Hello, Wei Hong. Yeah, at least you see Yu Hao, is it? Wei Hong has his name there. He just has 4 8s behind that his name. So it's easier to remember than the best dude. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome. So today we'll be doing situational writing for, well, you can do it for whether you're primary 5 or primary 6, or if you're not and you just here for the fun of it, yeah, why not? Who is the other P6 teacher for what subject? If you're asking about English, I do the creative writing classes online, but I mean I also do teach. I can teach, although currently this year I'm not teaching any P6 English. The other one will be teacher Lian. She's doing P6 English online. Hers will be on Fridays evenings, right? And then we have teacher Rina who does for P5. So yeah, if you're asking for English, yes. Okay. You just lied. Who lied about what? Okay, yeah, welcome. People are just trickling in. I see some other names here, but well, they haven't said hi yet. Yes, hi Genshin. I say hi to you. How's your evening so far? Like I asked, are you impacting anyone or is something impacting you? Right? Lame but sure. And we have Luna. Luna. That's the name of my colleague's daughter, Luna. And you have written there in Japanese. So does that mean you're Japanese? Hi, we are from the same Paulo class. Hope you are well. Ah, Paulo class. Really? As in that Paulo. But yeah, I am well. How in the world do you find out about this? But sure. You said you did not teach P6 English, but you did. No, as in, yeah, I only do P6 creative writing, right? This year for now. I can teach. I have the ability to teach P6 English, but as of this year, I don't have any classes for that. Okay, just to clarify. But so if you have any questions about English, you can also feel free to ask me. If we have time, we will entertain those. Right? Is there Kahoot today? Congratulations, there's Kahoot today. Right? So yeah, you can get ready to have some fun for doing Kahoot and yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, right. So it's 7 o'clock. Let me hide this timer and let's get started. Okay, maybe before I start, since some of you are asking about the classes, so let me just show you, right? So we have as you can see there, I can't point to it, you know, my finger cannot go beyond that, but yeah, we have English, math and science and creative writing for P5 and 6, right? So I am doing the one for creative writing P6, so that'll be on Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., right? The English classes will be on Fridays. So if I didn't recall wrongly, P5 is 6 o'clock, I think, to 7:30, and then the P6 class will be 7:45 to 9:15, thereabouts. Okay. Yeah. So if that's what you're asking, yeah. Then we also have math, P5 and 6. I don't remember what days they are. And for science also we have 5 and 6, but I don't remember days. And we do have secondary math 1 and 2. Okay. So far no demand for English. Otherwise, yeah. Okay. You are still in P3. Okay, yeah, you're welcome to join. Although I don't think whatever we're going to do here is well 2 years ahead for you. So yeah, you probably won't understand what's going on, which is fine. But yeah, okay, right. So let's start. Okay, right. Let's start the lesson. Let me move to the document. Right. Yeah. So let's look at this situation writing piece here. Okay, right? If you all don't have the worksheet, you can download from the bio. I don't know, is it here, 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 or which here? But yeah, okay. Go ahead, go and download it if you haven't. Right? So maybe we can bring this, increase this a bit so that it's easier for you all to see, right, on your phone or tablet. Okay, right. So, well, this shows a picture of, or rather, the conversation between Wali and his principal, right? So this lady here, right? So at the principal's office in Summer Primary School, right? Now, so we have, well, Peter. Oh, it's wrong. This is supposed to be Wali. My goodness, why is it Peter? Okay. I'm sorry, this should be Wali. Okay, but anyway, Wali, right? We are planning for our annual school fun fair this year, and we are thinking of renting the Red Hall in the Landers Community Center for the event, right? So they want to rent this Red Hall, right, in this Landers Community Center for the event, right? And what event that will be the annual school fun fair, right? How many of you, your schools have fun fairs? Yes, Capybara, there's Kahoot today. Okay, it's okay, meows, no worry. We just started. How many of you, your schools have fun fair? The school I was in, they didn't really have fun fairs. I mean, there was like their, don't know what I think their fiesta, I don't know what, once every don't know how many years. But the teachers would have died planning the thing lah. But yeah, P6 fair. What's a P6 fair? I know some schools have those the secondary school fairs. They'll invite some secondary schools over, and then you can talk to the students slash teachers there, and then you can find out more about the school, like but not exactly an open house, but they go to the schools to promote their schools, right? Okay, but yeah. Okay, right. So yeah, seems like fun fairs in schools are not really a common thing. I mean, that's quite obvious. Too much work anyway, right? So yeah, but anyway, in this fictional example, the school is having fun fair, and so yeah, then Wali says, "I see why the change of venue from the usual one in the field, right? So typically they have it in the school field, right? But so there is a change, and so let's look at the reason for the change. So we'll move the panel up a bit, right? And what we have here is the principal saying that, well, unfortunately this year there will be construction work done on the field, right? And why is there construction work? Because they're going to build a indoor sports hall, right? I think you all will call it ISH, right? For those schools that have it, it's generally referred to as ISH. Charity fair. Charity fair, I suppose, yeah. I mean, it's possible that they have a fun fair of sorts for the purpose of raising funds for charity. Yeah, that's entirely possible, sure. But the point is that it's not going to be annual. At least I don't think so. If yours is done annually, sure. I know, like for the ACS, or I'm not sure is it ACS or ACJC, as in I was in ACJC and ACJC, every 2 years they will have their fundenza. So that's like a mandatory thing. But then yeah, that's a count, not a tradition that they have, right? So yeah, I mean, very rich people, and so yeah, they can donate lots of things, and so quite a lot of their schools, the buildings, right, is actually funded by their own alumni. That means people who have graduated from there, right? Because they're generally quite successful people. Okay, I mean, especially those who are lah. Not every one of them will be successful, but yeah. Okay, right, yeah. So your school has IH, yeah, that's quite normal. It's one of the ways to make better use of the land, and plus you get to have your PE activities even when it rains, right? So yeah, and then at the same time, yeah, I'm not sure if you know, but like during the weekends, the ISH, some of the schools ISH, their badminton courts or whatever not will be rented out so that public can go there and use it, right? Okay, so yeah, in case you don't know, right? Okay, so yeah, so they're going to build ISH, and then there is this open field beside our school that's unavailable too, right? So actually, this open field, let me change the color a bit. Right, so this open field is an option, but unfortunately, it is unavailable. Well, they didn't state the reason. So that's of no concern to us. All right. And then after that, we move on to the next speech bubble and say, if you like, I can write a letter to the person in charge of lenders community centers on the school behalf, right? So he volunteered to write the letter, right? How many of you volunteer to write an email or letter to any other third-party organization on behalf of your school? Last time I had students doing a project, and then we had to do that. So we had to vet their, or at least I had to vet their emails before they sent any of the correspondences with the correspondence with the organization they're speaking to. So in the end, most of the time, based on what you guess, it's the teacher that's doing most of the writing lah. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, sure. So that'll be wonderful, right? Now, please let the person in charge know that we would like to rent the red hall, not the blue hall. So let's just be clear, we want the red hall. So let's highlight this one here, red hall, not the blue hall. So if you want to be extra safe, you can just strike this out, not the blue one, right? On 28 October from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? And so we have the time as well, right, when it takes place. And do ask them for alternatives should it be unavailable, right? So in this particular case, well, maybe there's some alternate venue. For some reason, they don't want the blue hall. Maybe it's too small or whatever. There's something that does not suit their needs. Okay? Never able to do that. Well, not yet. At some point in time when you are probably older, maybe when you're secondary school or when you go to tertiary like JC, Poly, IT, whatever, you probably need to contact with some of the external companies, right? And so you'll do so. Well, at some point in time, not never, ever, but not yet. Okay? Right? They always teach you growth mindset, correct? Yet is the keyword. So remember ACS, the best is yet to be. Right? Because, yeah. Then the question to ask is, when will it ever be? Right? In their 100 over years of history, when will it ever be? But sure. Okay, then yes. Sure, Mr. Song, I've taken note of that, and right, and so and that's it, right? So basically, Walid's conversation here is, well, basically of not any importance to us. It's just fillers, right? So the bulk of it is here, and some of the, like we said, there's some distractors here. So we want the red hall, not the blue one. So just don't get confused with the red one. So like I said, cancel out the blue one, the one that you know will be wrong, right? To avoid confusing yourself. Okay, so yeah, that's some of the tricks that you can have. Right, so I guess this is quite straightforward. So let's move on. Right. Okay, so let's look at the task at hand. I have to zoom it out. Okay, do you all see it? Let me see. Right, I think, yep, you all see it, right? Okay, nice. Okay, yet is the keyword, correct, Yihao? So never give up, because the best is yet to be. Okay, and yeah, not yet. As long as you don't give up, there's always a chance. I mean, as cringy or as cliche as it may sound, that is always true. Okay, now anyway, so imagine you are Wali, right, the boy, and you are to write a letter, right, to the person in charge of the community center to inquire about the renting of the venue, right? So we know that we have to write to the person in charge of the community center. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of you especially who are in P5 and 6, right? So, your teacher teach you the PAC, right? Anyone? And if you all did, what does this person in charge of the community center represent? PAC or what? Yeah. No homeostasis, not yet. We haven't gotten there yet. But yeah, you will start with dear sir or madam because we don't have the name of the person. But yes. No, A is not action Yu Hao or Yu Hao or Yu. I don't know which Yu. Okay, but yeah. So yes, thank you, Kira. Right? So yes, this is A for audience. So here, this is our audience. Right? And we know from this audience, will this letter, right? Because we need to write a letter, right? So is this letter going to be formal or informal based on the audience that we were told? Anyone? Will it be formal or informal? Formal, very good, right? Because, well, number one, we're writing to some adult, right? And it's to some unknown person, right? And so, because it is unknown, generally we will want to be polite about it. So we will know that this is a formal piece of letter and hence a formal letter, right? So we got our A, right? And what is the purpose? Can anyone tell me what the purpose is based on the question here? For melt, what's melting? Are you melting? Are you a snowman? Renting? No. What will happen is that for the purpose, you generally want to look for a verb that is the intention of what you are, the purpose behind of why you are writing, and it's not about renting. So renting is part of the context, right? But what is the purpose for you to write in given the context that's given? Beating around the bush. Wow, you learn literature. To tell them, not wrong. The idea is generally correct, but what is the verb used in the question? That is what you want to use, right? Use the verb. Very good. Kira got it, right? To inquire. Well, in the question is actually inquire, but sure, generally the same thing. And so to inquire, this here would be our purpose, right? Our purpose, our P, right? So we got P, we got A. And then our context, anyone? Context. What are you inquiring about or inquiring about in this case, right? So to tent, what do you mean to tent? You mean to rent, not tent, right? Yeah. So the inquiry, or rather the context here is about this renting of the venue for the school annual fun fair, right? So this here provides the context. Maybe I'll write it here, right? The context, right? So you got your P, A, and C, okay? And so from the question, you would be able to tell PAC, right? I think most of your schools would be teaching this, right? PAC. It is a good to know. I mean, if your teacher taught you how PAC is supposed to be taught, PAC basically is applied to any form of writing. So depending on what is the purpose, for example, I can write on a post-it note to myself. So the purpose is to write to, I don't know, remind myself to buy eggs or something. And the audience is me, myself. And so the context is that it's a reminder for me. And so I can write some random, I could just write eggs or I write buy eggs, right? I could be very direct about it, right? So purpose, audience, context, right? But then I cannot be writing buy eggs and then I give it to, I don't know, my mother, or I don't know, my boss or my teacher, right? That would be a bit strange, a bit rude. Okay, so PAC, right? But yeah, with that, okay, let's look at the content points that we have, right? And so if you look at the bullet points here, right? So the bullet points, we have where and when the rental will be. So where and when. So this will be 1 and this will be 2. Now notice they did not ask for date or time specifically, right? And so therefore, we will assume that they want both, especially since both are provided in the question in itself, right? So we will write both date and time. Well, in theory, they can be more specific in terms of either the date or the time, but in the events, they don't mention which one, and they ask a general question of when. Well, do the Singaporean thing and be kiasu and write down both, right? No harm, right? It's just a few more characters, right? It's not like it will take forever to write them down. Okay, now then next one, they ask you for 2 reasons why your school needs to rent the venue. So we have 3 and we have 4, right? So we have both the reasons as mentioned in the what do you call that, the passage above, not passage, but the, what was that, the dialogues that you have. Okay, and then what will happen here is we go to the next point, which is underline. And if you recall, the underline point, right, is something that requires you to come up with your own information. So this is part of the new revised syllabus. Okay, yeah. What's with your mosquito or capybara? Yeah, it's humid. Yes, I am sweating buckets here. Okay, well, at least you don't see it. I hope you're in a cooler place. But well, this period of time, May and June, is going to be hot, and being tropical country, it will be humid, which makes things worse. Okay, now anyway, so we have to think of possible reasons how the indoor sports hall will be beneficial, right? So just now we did mention. So anyone, any ideas how having an indoor sports hall would be beneficial? Anyone? Oh, you got a mist fan. Yeah, mist fan will be nice. It's cooling. Science, aircon. Weatherproof. What is weatherproof? Weatherproof for what? Protect from rain. Protect what from rain? Protect who from rain? When would you protect from the rain? So you want to be a bit more, I mean, I could fill in the blanks for you. I could pretty much guess what you're trying to say, but I mean, here you want to be a bit more, what do you call that? Specific, right? So protect from rain, weatherproof. What is weatherproof, right? I mean, I could just wear a raincoat and interior, I'm somewhat semi-weatherproof. Okay? Right? Shelter people from the rain as when there'll be rain. Then if you want to shelter people from the rain, then wouldn't you just build, I don't know, an umbrella or a shelter or something like that? Why would you build an indoor sports hall? Isn't that an overkill? Right, Patrick? But yeah, I think good try, right? So what is the other benefits that the indoor sports hall can bring, right? Remember just now we spoke about it for a while, right? I asked you like how many of you have your indoor sports hall, and then I went on to say something about it being used by who, right? And of course for the obvious reasons, right? I mean, I guess that's what you're trying to say, right? Reduce risk of injury due to weather or uneven surfaces. What do you mean by reduce risk of injury due to weather? Are you trying to say that basically if you're in the indoor sports hall, you won't slip and fall? That's not entirely true, right? If the floor is wet, you could slip and fall. If you are somehow clumsy, you could still trip and fall, even slip and fall, whichever the area might be, right? And then yeah, uneven surfaces. Yeah, but why would there be uneven surfaces in the indoor sports hall? Overkill is better. Well, that depends on what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't think the government would be that wise to spend that much money to build an indoor sports hall to shelter a particular area so that people will be dry from that. That sounds like, you know, you might as well just build a bomb shelter of sorts. Okay, yes. So the idea is that, well, not exactly play, but you can still continue, right? So the idea that maybe you still can continue your PE lessons, right? Even if it rains, right? So how many of you like PE lessons? How many? Well, not so much unpredictable weather conditions. I mean, you could just have you're in the classroom, you're protected from the weather, right? Yes. Yeah, okay, good, nice. Patrick and Yuhao likes PE. I guess most students would like PE. It's a break from the classroom and staring at the four walls and writing, listening to your teacher talk nonstop. I like PE. Yeah, good. Oh, KH, welcome KH. When was the last time you had PE, KH? And yeah, mine is at level 4. Why is your ISH at level 4 or 5? Isn't ISH usually a separate building by itself? Tomato Prego. Okay, that's an interesting name. But yeah, you like dismissal. Well, I won't disagree with that, but I'm asking about PE, not so much dismissal. I mean, you could always be, having PE lessons after dismissal. Okay, but yeah, 30 years ago, wow, not bad, KH. PE lessons. You can go jogging. Jogging is technically speaking part of PE lessons. Or maybe you can go to the gym, unlike someone who pays for gym membership but never goes. Yeah, you could sneak in on his or her behalf to use the gym. That will also be good, right? But yeah, I have a separate building, and mine is at level 4. Oh, so you have like ISH is a separate building. Yeah, typically it's a separate building. So that, are you saying that you can connect from level 4? Droning is better to describe teachers yapping. Okay, so I can tell your teacher's not exactly the most interesting teacher, but yeah, welcome to schools. Not a lot of teachers are that motivated to be there anyway, but oops. Yeah, so so you can continue your PE lessons even when it rains. So that is one benefit, right? The other one we talk about is that, you could also have your other, this serves as basically an additional, right, venue for PE as well. So now you have not just the field, you can have it there as well, right? So I think in most schools right now, because of they will always say it's for the welfare of you students, right? But of course, it probably came from a lot of complaints from a lot of parents that, oh, if you have PE after, say, 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., the sun is so hot, you will melt, you will disappear, you will evaporate, you join the clouds, and then you come back as rain, right? And so very sad. And so therefore, you cannot PE after a certain time, especially if it's under direct sunlight. And so having the ISH will solve the problem, right? And yeah, so that is one of the reasons as well. Of course, it's welfare, and it's care for students, care for soldiers, care for life, but yeah, sometimes plants need sunlight to grow anyway. So humans also need some sunlight. But anyway, yes. Now, so yeah, we have those. And of course, you could talk about the third one, which we mentioned before, which would be, well, in essence, you could rent it out for public to use, right? So it serves as additional sports facility that, all Singaporeans can enjoy, right? Since we're making use, building it for the students, I mean, on the non-schooling days, right? It's open for public use, right? I mean, in theory, you could also rent the court to use. Okay, yeah, so there's that, right? So we have a few various reasons, and well, just have to choose one, right? And the last one, right? We have what is one question you have, right? And well, one question that you have, so that would be point number 6. Okay, and so yeah, your ISH does not have aircon. That's quite normal, unless recently I know some schools, their halls are built with air conditioners as well. So yeah, okay, so much for saving the environment, but they must save your first one, because otherwise you all melt inside the hall or faint inside the hall. Then yeah, safe environment also no use, no human left in the world to enjoy the world. Okay, but anyway, let's summarize in the table that we have here, right? PAC, right? So the purpose is to inquire, right? And the audience, we know, is the person in charge. I'll just write PIC for short, of the community center, and CC here, right, for community center. And so therefore, we know that this needs to be a formal piece of writing, right? As mentioned before, and you probably know, whether is it letter or email, it's effectively the same for primary school, right? Now, at the context, basically it's this rental, right, of the CC's hall, right? So it was the blue hall that they wanted. Okay, and so yeah, we will have that. Wrong, sorry, not the blue hall, the red one. Yeah, got confused. Your school hall in 2027 got aircon, but I P6 this year. Oh, poor thing. Well, hopefully your secondary school will have. I go to the better schools, like, the independent schools where you pay a lot more for the school fees. Well, I understand even the classrooms are air conditioned. But yeah, those are the better schools. So you need to get like AL4 or whatever to get in. Okay, but yes, some schools do have, but you pay higher school fees. Okay, Right, so with that, shall we get to the writing? Okay, and so yeah, let's bring out our beloved text box. And let me bring this down, change the ooh. And I know some of you want it to be big, right? Bigger, better. And so let's have it at 16. And this is the blue, right? And yeah, so how do we start, ladies and gentlemen? What school? What do you mean, what school? Oh, that tomato school. Okay, right. Right, dear. So we don't know the gender of the person we're writing to. So we'll go with dear, sir, right? Or madam. So I will just spell it out in full, right? We won't use shorthand because it's formal. Okay, so please don't write MDM, right? Unless you're writing to your school teacher and that school teacher is, well, madam. But in theory, because you are still writing formal, ideally we'll spell out madam in full. Hey, what's up is not how you start a formal letter. That is for informal in a non-examination context, right? But yeah, okay. In exam context, you, even if it's informal, you write hey, what's up, you still be penalized for informality, or rather, yeah, that will be slang. Okay. Right, so dear sir or madam, okay, because we don't know what the gender of the person receiving the email is, right? And so we'll just cover all grounds and write both. Okay, right, now then, the next part that we have is basically the purpose of writing, right? And so in the purpose of writing, for the case of formal, we'll just jump straight in. If you recall, for informal, we will have to write the equivalent of ni hao, which is in essence, how are you, right? Your name is Octopus, number 3. Okay, but yeah. And so let's just start, and which is basically, well, the standard one. Well, in theory, I think some of the schools also do teach you that it's polite to introduce yourself, and it is true to do so because, well, you are emailing this person for the first time, or in this case writing a letter, and so it'll be good to introduce yourself at the beginning. Well, in theory, I mean, the person could go to the end and find out who is writing, but it'll be nice to write at the beginning. But if your teacher tells you in school not to do that, that's fine as well, right? So I am Wali, I don't know, what's the name do you want? Wali Wa, okay? That's interesting, but yeah, Wali Wa, okay? From, so we'll usually say the organization they're from, in this case, Summer Primary School. Why summer so hot, right? Should be just like winter or autumn lah, autumn best. Autumn and spring will be nice. Teacher, how about I'm writing this letter to you because? You mean you're starting with that? Yeah, so we'll get to that, right? So, and yeah, in the next line, basically you need to mention your purpose of writing. And in this case, is the purpose which is to inquire, right? And so, yeah, so I am writing, right, to inquire, right, which is the words used. Oh, why is it capital E? Hang on. Chotto mate. And, wait. Oh. I'm writing to inquire, right? And what are you inquiring about? In this case, about the renting, right? About, okay, not, we don't need the, about renting. Renting the Red Hall, and so we just jump straight in, right? And just let them know off the bat, right? What we are looking at, right? The Red Hall, on which date? And in this case, 28th October. And they, in the question, it asks when, right? And so because asks when, we will just write date and time, okay? Autumn is the reason I'm still alive. Summer is the reason I'm nearly dying. You're in Singapore, it's either summer, raining. We left out one more season, hazy, but thank goodness, hazy shouldn't be a season, right? And yeah, it's either wet or extra dry. But welcome to the tropics, okay? October, right? And from what time to what time? From 8 a.m. I believe was 8 a.m., right? So 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, right? And so we have the date and the time, which answers the question when. Okay, right. Well, we'll do the ending off later, right? The sign off. Please give me winter. You just have to go to any shopping center, and to some extent, you have winter already, right? Some shopping centers are more wintry than some winters. Okay, you want to travel somewhere. Technically speaking, you leave your house, you are traveling to somewhere, so that depends on where, right? You go to Sentosa, is crossing the sea, and so you're overseas literally, right? But not exactly. Okay, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on. You are going to change my user into cool kid, then soon after 1 week. Okay, then just change it now lah. Why change it later? But sure. Okay, let's move on. Not very useful conversation, but yes. So now we go on to the body, right? So that's the third part that we need in the writing, and we're going to state the various other points, which is in essence the two reasons why our school needs to rent the venue, right? And then how the indoor sports hall will be beneficial, right? And if anything, the question, right? And yeah, okay. So let's just get on to it. And so since, right, our school, right, field is undergoing construction, right, to erect an indoor sports hall, ISH, right? But we'll never mention it again, and so and in the we'll not mention it again, so I don't have to write the parentheses to show ISH, right, and the abbreviation. And plus in the question, ISH is written in small letters, so we'll just follow suit. If the question writes indoor sports hall with capital, then please follow in capital. Okay, right? And yeah, so to erect indoor sports hall, and for what purpose, right? And so wait, they didn't say the purpose, yeah. But anyway, the purpose is the indoor sports hall, right? And so beside where? So beside the empty field, right? Wait, no, wrong. Sorry, to erect indoor sports hall, and sorry, I got it wrong. Right, and so this is the second one, and the empty field, right, beside our school, right? School is unavailable. Well, we weren't told the reason, so we just leave it as such, right? On our desired date. Of course, you could write on 28th October, that will work as well, right? And so hence, since our, the comma, right? And so therefore hence the students, and so the students, or rather, wait, we will need to hire an external venue. Or in this case, you could talk about, we will want to therefore rent your Red Hall on 28th October from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You could also put that piece of information there. But since we already have it in the introduction, we will need to repeat it here. In theory, you could. It's just that, it's a bit of a repetition. Okay? Right. Okay, right. So far so good, right? And so from there, we will talk about, we gave the two reasons, right? So one is the school hall is under construction, the other one is the field is unavailable. So you have the two reasons. And so now we go to the fifth point, which is basically how the indoor sports field will be beneficial. So we'll just talk about it from the point of view of a student, right? We won't talk about the one that is available to the public, although it is still a benefit. But for the most parts, well, you are students, and we don't expect you to really go too far out from that particular context. Okay, but anyway, those of you who already have an indoor sports hall, you definitely understand what the benefits are, right? Okay, and so, well, let's just go on with the benefits, right? And so once the indoor sports hall, right, is completed, right? It's completed. Okay, the students from the school, right, can benefit. So I'm going to use the words used inside the prompt, right? Just to make it clear to the examiner that, hey, I'm referring exactly to what you need and what you want. So you can't exactly, well, penalize me, right? Haha, right? But yeah, that's the point. Okay, and so from the benefit or can benefit, um, let me see. Uh, can benefit from not having to, I don't know. Okay, wait. Benefit from, benefit, let's not go with from, benefit by being able to still have our physical education lessons even when it rains. Right? So yeah, that's the basically one of the important benefits. The idea that yeah, you get to continue to have PE even when it rains. Okay, right? You could have that, or you could have the other one that we mentioned earlier, that it serves as an extra venue for students anyway, so that basically we have more classes who are able to have PE at the same time. Okay, right? So yeah, so there's that. Then let's move on. And so we can leave it as such, right? And so that's the benefit. Okay, then we move on to the other paragraph. And so here, why I'll put this as a separate paragraph is because I feel that the question deserves to have a paragraph on its own, right? And so well, we just move on with this, right? In the unfortunate event that the red hall was in capital letters, so we'll just follow, the red hall is unavailable, right? Comma, do you have alternative venues to suggest, right? So we'll ask the question at the end. Okay, let me move this down. Okay, right. Okay, and so then we'll move on to our fourth part, well, which is in essence the polite ending, right? So any suggestions about what the polite ending could be or should be? To erect in this case is to build, right? You could erect a building, erect a tower, right? To erect is in essence to build. Okay, well, in theory, yeah, there should be the other colored halls in theory. Okay, yeah, just like if you have, I don't know, your school has what, red house, there should be yellow, blue, or whatever else there is. Well, that's the theory, okay? But sometimes that theory doesn't always play out. But yes, any ideas, any suggestions about what the polite ending should be, right? Anyone? Oh, did everyone here just got, what's that one called Rick Rolled? Yeah, been a long time since that happened. Should I Rick roll y'all? Never gonna give you up, is it? Never gonna let you down. Okay, so don't let me down. Come on. What would be a good polite ending? No, not yours faithfully. Yours faithfully is the sign off. We're not at the sign off yet. So you still need a polite ending first before you get to the sign off, right? So that the flow there. So remember that the sign off, the polite ending, right, is used to reiterate the purpose of the writing. Okay? And so yeah. Right? And so well, what happens here is that basically we have well, we'll just have here thank you, right? For what? Okay, yeah, I hope you will consider this, or rather I hope you'll consider or you could get back to me as soon as possible whether the venue is available. That will work too. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so thank you for your time and attention, right? So please feel free, right, to contact me should you have Any clarifications? Right? Okay, and then after this polar ending, we will have the sign off. And yes, like someone has already mentioned, right? So the sign off would be yours what? Anyone? Yours what? Right? Yours faithfully. Very good. Right? So yours faithfully because we don't know the person who we are writing to. And so we will use yours faithfully. And please remember the faithfully is a small letter F here, right? So faithfully. And then we will need the comma. And because this is formal piece of writing, we will need to have the person's name. And in this case, we wrote there Waliwa just now. And so we'll just continue Waliwa. Okay? Please screen in, please. What does that mean? What screen out? I don't understand. You mean zoom out? Okay. Yeah, but yeah. Maybe I can move this down. Okay. No, not yours sincerely, as I mentioned, right? You don't know the person that you're writing to, and so yours faithfully would be the best choice. No, yours faithfully is not when you write to a friend. You write to a friend, you will still use yours sincerely because you know the person, right? Yours faithfully is when you write to someone that whom you do not know, right? So yeah, sincerely is also for your friend, right? You could write to yours sincerely, write yours sincerely to your friend, your family, whoever else that you do know. Okay, you cannot see everything. Yeah, because this one, well, I could zoom out a bit, but the front part is just the dear sir, madam, right? I think you all would know that. But yeah, let me see if I can zoom this out a bit. Yep, seems like it is generally there. Okay. Scroll up to where? I think that's oh, does this work? Let me see. Right, I think it went back down by itself. Oh, because it's at the end of the page. Hang on, let me see if I add in a few more lines, would that be? Yeah, that would work. Oh wait, what happened? All right. Okay, will this work? Kawaliwa. Is that like a new word? Kawaliwa. Okay, right. So yeah, that's it. Let's get ready for Kahoot. Okay. If anyone has any questions, right, you can ask. Otherwise, we have our Kahoot. Just give me a minute to set it up. Hang on. Let me see. Right. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to Kahoot. Oh, it disappeared. Okay, wait. Does that mean I need to log in again? Loading is taking forever. When you editing your profile, you change it to something even worse. Why would you do that? Okay, let's see. Host live. And ta-da, let's start. Okay, all right, we are in business. Okay, wait, where's the QR code? Why isn't there a QR code? So strange. Okay, anyway, it's 769. Maybe I'll just type it in here. So it's 769-9178. Okay, in case you don't have it. Hang on. Right, now, so in case, right, please remember that you need to, if you are the top 3, you need to screenshot your results and please make sure that your name in this Kahoot is the same as your TikTok username, so we can be sure that you are the same person. Okay, then you can either DM us directly at the at AGrader LC, or you can send it to 9665-1713. Okay, right? Okay, so how many users? We only have 15 users. Wow, so the chances of your winning are going to be higher. Okay, so once again, remember to take the screenshot, yeah? Okay, if you are, well, in the top 3. If you're not in top 3, then you can always take a screenshot for memory's sake, okay? Okay, we still have a few more people coming in. Maybe we'll just wait a while more before we begin. You want to join? Oh, sure, come in. Welcome, come one, come all. Okay, we'll wait for a while more, maybe a minute or two. Right, because I see that there's like 35 people online, but I only have like 17 people, so maybe the other half are struggling to get in for some reason. So we'll just be nice people and wait a little bit longer, okay? Yeah, to the person with the smiley face, I hope the smiley face is your user ID, because if you win and we cannot match you, okay? So like I said, just please make sure that your user name in your TikTok is the same one as you're using for the Kahoot. What's the code? Yeah, the code, okay, I'll type it in again. It's 7699178. Okay, so it's supposed to be 6 numbers, but well. Right? Yeah, I don't know why there's no QR code for this. It's strange. Okay. Right. So since most of you are in, let's start. Okay, I'll keep it unlocked so you can still join in halfway. Okay, right. Let's start. Oh, Pebbles is too lazy to get in? Sure, just have fun. Okay, how many content points are there? Right, we dealt with this. How many? I put one finger there, so it's 1, right? Oh wait, cannot see. Let me move this up. Wait, I can, hang on, make this smaller. And that might help. Right. Okay, hang on. Let me see how the screen will look like. Okay, right. Okay, yes, we will have 6 content points, right? Of course, the bullet points might be different, but your content marks are 6. There are 6 fingers on that guy. Really? I didn't count. I don't think it's AI. You're on the podium. Congratulations. Right, so 6 content points. Don't forget to identify the 6. Circle them. Find them. Right, and then, yeah, before you proceed on. Right, if you cannot find the 6, there's something wrong. There will be 6. Okay, right. Congratulations. So let's move on. Let's see. Oh, first place we have Tomato. Then WL. WL is like my friend's name, Wei Ling or something. Or is that Wan Ling? Wan Ling, is that you? Ariel, Kathleen, and Abby. Are they all girls? Like, I mean, WL could be Wei Liang also lah, but sure. Okay, right. True or false? You're 6. Oh, congratulations, Capybara. Okay, there must always be 6 bullet points. True or false? Right, that was content points. This is bullet points. So do take note there's a difference. You cannot see what? Well, it's just true or false. That's all. Right, it's false. You don't always have 6 bullet points. You know the dots there? Remember? Wait, let me shift back. Remember this one? Yeah. So you don't always have 6 bullet points. So these are the bullet points, right? There may not always be 6, but there will always be these 6 content points that we are trying to find because you have 6 content marks. Okay, so do take note, right? These are the bullet points, these are the content points, right? There will always be 6 here, regardless of the number of these bullet points here. So sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6, sometimes it's 4, but make sure you always find 6 points to answer. Okay, so for those of you in P5, especially if you are still new to this, please take note. Okay, right. Let's go back to our quiz. Let's see, are we back? Lost connection. Wait, is it there? Okay, it's there. Right. Okay, let's move on next. So let's see. Oh, tomato drop off of the list. We have WL Chia Xu Jeju. I don't know how to pronounce that. Sigma, Capybara, Ariel, and Abby. Abby's still up there. Okay, next. Well, type your answer. Correct the mistakes in here. Dear manager. Right, so correct it. What's wrong here? Right, typing what's correct. Yeah, the manager thingy. So what is wrong about it? Right, you cannot be writing the manager thingy, right? Yeah, the top 3 will get a prize, Isa. Right, dear manager. Yes, so yeah, 8 of you got it. So remember, capital D, capital N, of course, spell both words correctly, and don't forget the comma. Okay, this is very important. We do mark for that. Okay, so yeah, what's the price? I have no idea. I don't even know the price myself. Okay, so well, I understand it's something of not too bad value. Any of you got the prices here before? Yeah, if you didn't put the capital, you get it wrong. This is meant to be case sensitive. So there's only the case sensitively correct answer. Okay, so that was done on purpose. Yeah, the comma needs to be there, right? So yeah, dear manager, right? At the beginning, this is your salutation, right? In the salutation, there needs to be that comma there. Okay? Oh, your friend got PopMart. Yeah, so, well, that's the PopMart thing. So it should be, I don't know, but what is it? I am not sure, okay? It will be different. Octopus, you are going to have problems claiming your gift. You have been taught in the top 3 because you wrote your username is Octopus there and it's WL here. Okay, so Chia Shi Je is in first place. Congratulations. Capybara is up second. Meows, oh, welcome back, Meows. You're in third. Wei Ling, or WL is in fourth. Or Octopus is in fourth. I don't know, the Octopus WL. And we have Smiley Face. And I don't have a smiley face in the TikTok. So yeah. If you're in top 3, you cannot claim your gift, you know. Okay, right. Capybara has the highest streak answer of 3. Then you're just a bit slower, right? Okay, good. Let's move on. Okay, multi-select. So there are multiple answers. Which would be acceptable sign-offs for informal writing? Informal writing. Right, so there's cheers, there's love, yours sincerely, yours faithfully. We dealt with this just now. If you heard it, you would have been able to answer this. Yeah, you can join. It's your cat lover Clean or Klein or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Okay. The code is at the bottom. Wait, the bottom is covered. Wait, let me type it in. Chotomate. Oh, Capybara got it wrong. Okay, right. So remember, for informal writing, you could use cheers, you could use love, you can use yours sincerely, right? You just cannot use yours faithfully, right? Because the yours faithfully is basically for people you do not know, right? And so in this particular case, the only person you do not know is, let's say in this, like the example we had today was the manager, or rather the person in charge, right? For the community center, what we wrote, dear sir, madam. Okay, so yes, okay, cheers, love, yours sincerely can all be used for informal writing. Okay, so hope you all got that. I don't know, is it cheers? Yeah, I mean, cheers is, no, there's no partially correct. You either identify all 3 correctly or you get, you don't get it correct. Okay, so yeah. Okay, right, so let's see who's in the lead now. Oh, Chia Shi Je is in the lead. Consistently, Meows is up. Real Man Sukuna is chasing. Kelly is there. Oh, we lost some of them. And then Ariel is still hanging on there. Very good. Okay. Okay, good job, people. Chia Shi Je is in the commanding lead, but I don't see your name in the list of people in TikTok. So I'm not sure how you're going to claim your gift. Okay. Right. Let's move on. Hey, there's no more music. Oh, anyway. Now, which will be acceptable sign-offs for formal writing? Multiple answers here. So, same 4 options. Which one can be used for formal writing? Oh, okay, good. Most of you got it right. I mean, why I just explained that cheers and love is used for informal, right? And yeah, so we did so like we mentioned before, yours faithfully, like we use in this case, it's always formal because you don't know who you're writing to. You could technically be writing to another kid, right, from another school. But because you have never met this person before, it will be polite to use yours faithfully, right? But usually we're writing to some other adult or some group of people, and so you address them yours faithfully because you have not met any of them before. You mean it shows whether you're on the podium or not, is it? I have not been I've not been playing Kahoot for the longest time. Okay, but yeah. Then yours sincerely, yes, as we all know, it's the universal one, right? It can be used for both formal and informal, right? Of course, assuming that you know the person lah, and that's the only condition, right? You know the person and therefore you use yours sincerely, right? Yours faithfully, once again, is for situations where you do not know who you're writing to, right? Be it adult or, well, generally you'll be writing adult lah. Okay, your phone on the other account is, okay, I don't know how that will work. So if your phone you can have that, then that's fine. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna devour us. What? Capybara is gonna eat us? What happened to the pineapple, Capybara? Oh, she's gonna roar. Right? Okay. So let's see who's in first place. Oh, Chia Shi. I don't know how to pronounce this name lah. But yeah. And Kelly's up. Real Man Sukuna is still in third place. Ariel is up. Abby is back up. Okay, the yellow color ones are there. Okay, right. Okay, final question. Let's go. Which word represents the purpose? Look at the picture. Which word represents the purpose? Word, one, please read the question carefully, It's like in your comprehension OE, when they ask for which word from whichever paragraph, it's only one word. Please don't write multiple words. You shoot yourself in the foot. Hip. What's hip? I know what's hip. What to? There's no to. Just write the verb. Yeah, provide. Two got it correct. Okay, this question is obviously too hard. Okay, I should use it more often. You're too slow, really? Okay. Well, let's see. Get ready your screenshot, yeah? In third place, we have Kelly. Okay, congratulations, Kelly. In second place, we have, Chia-Shi. Okay, and in first place, is it Real Man Sukuna? Oh, Meows. Oh, congratulations. Okay, good job, people. Wait, let me find my clapping sound effect. Where is the sound effect button? Wait. Sound effect, where? This one is wrong effect. This is my one. Okay, never mind lah. It's over. Okay, congratulations. Oh, they show all of you here. That's new. Okay, it's been a while since I did Kahoot this way. Okay, so yeah, for those of you who are in top 3 positions, please take your screenshot, send it to the name. Wait, let me make it appear, right? The AGrader LC, the handle or whatever you call it, the user ID or whatever you call it, I don't know, right? Screenshot this, send it there, right? Then you can claim your prize. Okay, as for the rest of us, once again, please, shameless self-advertising, please join our lessons. Physical class is fine as well, right? Or we can join us online. English, Math, Science, Creative Writing, 5 or 6, P5 or P6, right? I'm doing the ones for creative writing. Okay, and yeah, we also have for secondary 1 and 2. And tomorrow, we will also have TikTok Live. You can join us tomorrow for secondary. Let me see. Wait. It's secondary 2. Oh, I forgot to change the day. I'm sorry. Right. But yeah, tomorrow we have secondary math. Okay. Right. So take care. I'll see you again in 2 weeks' time. Have a nice evening. Enjoy your evening. Okay. Ta-ta. Ciao. Goodbye. Sayonara. And have a nice day.